Henshi, Salix Chow Chapkaros, Aniashti Maskol Galgi Momen Chalagi. Hello, my name is Salix, and I am a Muskogee Nation of Oklahoma tribal member. I have Cherokee ancestors from outside of Atlanta, Georgia, Indigenous Honduran ancestors, and many, many other lineages from South America and Europe. And I recently moved from one part of Cheyenne Arapaho Ute territory to another. I lived in Denver for 3 years. Now I live in Boulder. And I got home like just in time to meet with Eric. And like it was raining and it was the worst traffic. But I love all precipitation a lot. And so I felt kind of personally held by this rain. I was like, oh, I'm being given this rain and like these mountains to sort of like hold me on my way to Medicine Buddha. So that was, there was also lightning, and we don't often get storms with lightning and thunder in these parts. Um, and the lightning in the mountains is always very Kali vibes for me. Um, I am uh, Kali walks in the door with me or before me or all of the above. So I won't be invoking her for this practice, but it's just full disclosure. She's hanging out. Just a little nervous. There's like a lot more of you than I am usually. Like I recently started offering 7 homecomings sits at my school, Iliff School of Theology. And it's been like one person, 4 people. So I've like been felt really good about those sits, and it's very like Iliff centric. So I'm doing this practice where we call in our homecomings, and I ask them to sort of really focus on any like grief they're having around the school or relationships at the school and the land, like any, like whatever is challenging. And then we offer that to the homecoming circle, and then they transform it and offer back awakened care. And then we send that light all over the building and then to everyone. And it's been really powerful for the people that I've done it with. They've really enjoyed it. So I feel like I'm really glad I've been doing that 3 whole times before this. Um, I am getting a master's in divinity at Iliff School of Theology, but I am intending to be something like a Buddhist eco chaplain, which is not, there's not a lot of paid positions in that way, but so I figured I could just go ahead and get started because I'm not gonna get paid anyway. I just dive right in. Um, and I um I still, one of the things I struggle with is that I was raised a very conservative Christian. I even held on to my conservative Christianity after my parents divorced when they no longer were interested in religion. I was like, no, no, no. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna keep that. And this was in central Oklahoma. And then I sort of grew into, I was briefly both queer and a progressive Christian. And then I sort of let go of sort of this faith I had been given, um, and identified as an atheist for 5 years. I can confirm now I was not a proper atheist. I just didn't really know that. I mean, I was already starting with the animism. That era is the same era that my mother gave me a very small piece of chrysocolla and a very small piece of carnelian for Valentine's Day, and I tumbled down the hill. Um, I love rocks. My medicine is deeply in rocks and the land, and I was learning, their aliveness as an atheist. That's, this is so good. And then I had always been Buddhist curious, for a lifetime, uh, and finally started to dig into it, had some more opportunities as an adult, and endeavored upon Buddhism as an atheist, for several years. And I thought that those Pure Landers were kind of weird, but not gonna judge. And so it's hilarious that over the, gosh, that was probably in like 2016. So over the decade, I have really been, um, falling in love with the land in a way that I was not raised to know the land, and learning its aliveness and personhood and medicine and presence. And at the same time, uh, Tara came and found me. Um, Red Tara, I don't know, I don't even know why I was looking into Tara, but there is a Red Tara sadhana uh audio book on Spotify that just like changed everything. And it was never wasted on me how, like, once upon a time, I never could have accessed that um, kind of prayer and like that deity. Sorry if I'm turning my camera off. I need to put my phone on. No, like, stop giving me notifications. It's not making noise, but things are coming up on the screen. Okay. Um, so I found Red Tara and Tara practice, and um just really became this, I don't know, all my knowing is in my body, and I just kept showing up. And long story less long, I had discovered, part of the Buddhist group that I was in, where I had more opportunities and was an atheist Buddhist, we read Radical Dharma, and I really only paid attention to Rev. I was not that interested in Lama Rod for years. Um, not per it had nothing to do with him. I just wasn't turning in that direction. And it wasn't until he did a water healing ceremony for Palestine on October 12th, or whatever day that was. And it was an Instagram live, and I was like, what's gonna let's see what this guy does. And it let's see what this guy does. I mean, that changed everything. Um, and I really got, um, just so, like, as a Muskogee person, every single time he does a land acknowledgement for being on Muskogee Cherokee land, and I just it's so meaningful to me. And I like the shamanism pieces and the re-indigenizing, like, so much of his practice was the, like, connecting dots. I had all these disparate pieces and was like, what do I even do with this? And then I found a teacher who was like, I mean, I have some suggestions if you're open, if you consent. I have some ideas. And it was really, medicine Buddha practice. I was also suspect of medicine Buddha because I don't really do male deities, or had not up till that point. I was almost aversive. And I mean, Tara always in always in the body of a woman, and I'm a transmasculine two-spirit person. And I hold Tara dear because always in the body of a woman. Like there's a reason I came here this way in this body, and I am also fully everything in who I am. There's like no conflict, and I think that my faith in Tara has really helped sustain that. But I was like, I'll give it a try. I'll see how what happens. And the gift I've gotten from Medicine Buddha is that prior to Medicine Buddha, I probably wouldn't have told anybody I was like praying for them. And to the extent that I prayed for anyone, it was sort of some of this like light sending or like some Tonglen. And a lot of what I do anyway amounts to Tonglen, but that was I wouldn't have said I was praying for you because I felt like what I did was weird. Oh, that's another piece. Because of my time as an atheist, I can be very embarrassed of my faithiness. Even all this, I've been 3 years getting an MDiv. I have been I'm honest and I talk about these things, but I still sometimes am like, oh, well, I can talk about the ancestral stuff because like the ancestors are here and you should probably pay attention to yours too. But Medicine Buddha, that's kind of woo. Like, oh, sorry, I forgot that some people don't share that belief about ancestors. Maybe you'll figure it out someday. I shouldn't act like I know everything, but Tara, that's kind of weird. So that's like a growth edge for me. So leading a practice like this or offering a practice like this is very much me being honest and Lama Rod's like example in that way of like not at all embarrassed. He's like, "Yep, I'm woo, and you're into it and here, or you're not and you're not." There we go. Like, and it's been really grounding and like permissive for me to be like, "Oh, I can just be that way." So here I am just being that way. Um, and now the way that I use Medicine Buddha, so yeah, I'm still doing this like light sending kind of stuff, but like I will if I'm gonna go to a protest, I'm still talking. Okay. I'm allowed to be talking. I just also need to pay attention to time. Both are true. Um, I will go to like a protest or a march and I will be drawing in everything that's going on and so like embodying the deity and drawing in everything that's going on and then returning it, transforming it through my body and returning it as the medicine we all need. Or, I was in a slightly dicey protest and there was a line of cops like accompanying us all. And I stood right beside the line and was just very quietly doing Medicine Buddha mantras and really sort of like visualizing Medicine Buddha as a calming shield. So like that's how I know I'm a movement chaplain, because that's what I do at protests. And I do things like today I made a little altar out of rocks and I put it at the base of a tree in a courtyard at I live, and I really like poured Medicine Buddha into this earth offering and kind of expanded that to like draw on the tree and asked sort of Medicine Buddha and the rocks and trees and everyone to really draw in energy and transform it into medicine for the school. So that is another way that I will use Medicine Buddha. So this is the most like I just feel like I have something to offer. And then Seven Homecomings also has given me a lot to offer, and I've really enjoyed that practice. I really and I share it as a supportive practice, like allow these ancestors to support you. Ask them for what you need, like feel this in your body. So yeah, that's a little bit about my practice and a little bit about my background. I think I'm gonna get a drink of water and we can start practice. Maybe. I'm gonna go get a drink of water. I will be right back, and I'm sorry. Okay. We're gonna start by feeling our weight in our seat and choose a seat that is supportive for you, whether that you're seated upright or lying down. Maybe a walking practice would be more supportive for you today, whatever makes sense for your nervous system. And we're going to start, if your breath is accessible, anchoring and feeling our weight with the breath. If you don't have a breath practice, just continue expanding your consciousness as you feel the land rising up to meet you, the earth rising to support you. We practice with the intention to get free from the carceral state and help others get free as quickly as possible. And we invite any beings who want to support this practice of Medicine Buddha, who are in accord with this intention. And in this space, we ask that any beings, any ancestors or spirits who are not in support of liberation for all living beings at this time, please allow us our work, and there will be space for you later. And just call in the land that sustains you. Call in the land that you are on, but also I like to call in the Illinois River, the Ohio River confluence, Boulder Creek, Bear Creek, the Blue River. Just welcome these supportive waters and lands into our practice. And then you can stay with the land as long as you want. When you're ready, we can welcome all the lineages and ancestors that have created the conditions and supported us in our practice for us to practice. All the benefactors who are with us all the time, we welcome them. And you don't have to know who these benefactors are. We just open ourselves to the ancestors, deities, guides that support our work for liberation. We just allow and remain present for what arises. You can stay with these ancestors and allowing for one or two more breaths. And then when you're ready, I want to invite you to call yourself in. Call your highest self and all your parts from the future, where they may be wandering, from the past and other realms. Call them all into this homecoming circle. Welcome them into this supportive container you have created. Spend one or two more breaths just calling in our resources and then expanding into space. Calling in our homecoming circles and expanding into limitlessness. And now, when you're ready, having created this supportive container, I want to invite you to feel some grief, feel some ache, some longing. What have you brought today? Why did you come here? What are you holding on to? And feel into not maybe the most traumatic thing you can think of today. Work with what hurts, but consents to being touched and held. And we rest in the support of our homecomings as we watch what emotions arise. Whenever I find myself trying to hold intensity in meditation, I'll often intuitively bring a hand to my heart and to my belly. Find that supportive. Any other supportive touch or small movement that allows for spaciousness, companioning, light. And here, feel free to be with what arises as long as you need. And I'm going to recite our first mantra, Om Minla Sangye Kino Soha. I think it's like Medicine Buddha, please see me, please know me. And we've brought this vulnerability, we've brought this spaciousness and tenderness. And that is that calls Medicine Buddha, and it calls his retinue to us. And Medicine Buddha arises from whatever hurts, whether that's in your root or in your heart, in your throat, or outside of you. Medicine Buddha arises from whatever hurts. Um, Om Lasange Kino So Om Mena sange kino so Om Mena sange kino so Medicine Buddha can take any form. I sometimes see him Lama Rod uses they them for Medicine Buddha, and I sometimes see Medicine Buddha as myself. Um, the mycelial network has been a favorite recently. Um, Sometimes it is the waters that I call in. There are many who see this archetypal, prototypical healer as Harriet Tubman in our community. Whoever that sacred healer is to you. We'll spend another couple breaths allowing Medicine Buddha to arise, and then I will begin our main mantra. Teyata Umbegedze Begedze Maha Begedze Raza Samungate Soha. And Medicine Buddha receives this suffering as an offering of emptiness, of pure energy. We can't harm them. They accept this, and Medicine Buddha transforms our offering into the exact medicine that we need. Or if you want to send the medicine to a person, a place, the land, ancestors, a past you, it is the exact medicine needed. Heata Begedze Begedze Maha Begedze Raza Samungate Soha. Teata 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 Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. Teata Om Begetze, Begetze, Maha Begetze, Raza Samungate Soha. And now I'm going to turn to the prayer document. So get your prayers, the last words in. Medicine Buddha, prayers to be able to imagine forward joyfully, with courage and with abundance. For my dear R to be and feel held and supported. For all beings to experience deep care. For the flotillas to break the siege. For my brother who had a heart attack today and also has COVID. Prayers that my difficulty with swallowing and sore throat get better. Prayers for E, that her health be completely restored in body, mind, and spirit. Prayers for N, R, and C. Prayers for Lama Rod and team members abroad. Prayers for the blessed community. Prayers that I find balance with lengthening nights and shorter days. That I find gentle productivity in my academic work and keep up my work. Ashe. Prayers for myself and my husband as we navigate the breakup of our relationship. May we keep our hearts open and receive the care we need to move to the next step of our lives. Prayers to get out of this depression slump, to be able to feel and speak my sadness and to be heard. Prayers for my book launch on October 12th to go well. Prayers to be able to find an everyday routine that fits my lifestyle and benefits my mind and body. Prayers for Palestine. Prayers for liberation from traumas of childhood. Prayers for my brother, for his death and healing, and for his ability to find a job that will offer him and his. I'm going to start again. Prayers for his brother, for his health and healing, and for his ability to find a job that will offer him and his family economic stability. Prayers for Richard. May he experience freedom and healing. Prayers for my mama, sister, her wife, and 3 children as they navigate healing of trauma. Prayers for my dog, Canelo, to heal his right knee. Prayers for myself to stand in my power and accept my worthiness. Prayers for my mom, that there are caring hearts around her. Prayers for my siblings and their spouses and for protection from them. Prayers for my aching heart that I am tenderly held by Ma Tara and Mother Earth, and prayers that the ancestors send me clear messages of insight and guidance now. Prayers for rain where it is dry. Prayers of appreciation and good health for the mountain, spring, and creek who I love and miss. Prayers for my uterine and digestive health, for good news following this ultrasound. Prayers of deep appreciation for M and P and for their enduring health and flourishing. Prayers for all aching hearts, that they are soothed with tender care from the earth and animals and plants. For A and her family to be held by love, support, and strength as she recovers from a spinal cord injury. For all those feeling burnt out in their lives or service, be led towards what nourishes them. For all those lifting their voices in the fight for human dignity and human rights, may they be protected. For others to be open to the support that is around them. For all those living in delusion to see the veil being lifted. For all those missing from Alligator Alcatraz, may they all be found and returned to their families. Prayers for Rev R at Hillsborough Hospital being admitted overnight. Prayers for my family and friends that we may all be safe and well on our journeys of liberation and self-discovery. Godspeed and power to Asada Shakur as she moves to ancestral realms to support our liberation. May her words be realized. We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Prayers that my mental health transforms into one of the largest perspective and mycelial connection for myself and a few friends who are needing support and resilience. Prayers for my Jewish people and our cousins, the Palestinians, for our people to throw off ultra-nationalist extremists who betray our faith and culture and are destroying the people of Gaza. May every innocent life, particularly the children, know joy, play, ease, and love on a timeline so quick none of us can even imagine it today. May we together bring this miracle. Prayers for continued support for all beings experiencing suffering. May all suffering be seen for what it is: emptiness, space, potential, the womb in everything. May this clarity dawn on me in each moment. May I use this clarity to dedicate each breath, each step, and each moment in between to helping all beings be free. Prayers that I may heal from this recent hypomanic episode that deeply harmed my life and community. Prayer for my brother, Patrick, navigating his illness from cancer. He's getting closer and needs support spiritually. Heata Om Big Edze, Big Edze, Maha Big Edze, Raza Samungate Soha. Tea ta om big maha big rasa samangate soha. Tea ta om big maha big rasa samangate soha. Tea ta om big maha big rasa samangate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samangate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samangate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samangate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. Tea ta om begatse, maha begatse, rasa samungate soha. And we abide in the spaciousness of the deity. Hmm. out of the spaciousness, we begin to feel the weight of our seat beneath us and the land rising to support us again. Gentle movement would be supportive. Invite that. There's room for popping your knuckles in emptiness. And now when you're ready, the medicine Buddha and his retinue and all of our homecoming circles, the way I always see it, you may experience it differently, is like this clockwise spiraling of light that spirals into my center. That could be my heart center, it could be my womb center, it could be my third eye, but it dissolves back into nothingness within us. When you're ready to open your eyes, maybe look away from the screen a bit. Oh, something moved. We'll close by saying Shanti Deva's prayer 3 times. I'm just gonna use the phone. Okay. Oh. May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world, until everyone is healed, just like space and the great elements such as earth. May I always support the life of all the boundless creatures, and until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach unto the ends of space. May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures, and until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach unto the ends of space. Finally, may I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures, and until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach unto the ends of space. So, Madhu, thank you.